Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host of LG Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. Today, we are covering a brand new spanking season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 17, episode 1. I do appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can share it, please. You can leave your comments below and hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified on everything that's going on this channel. Now, let's get into this episode. All right, so we have made it here. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. I'm sorry. I'm just not politically correct. And right now, I'm just calling it like I see it. So call me a hater. It's fine. I just think that I'm telling the truth in whatever I'm doing and saying. Um, was I impressed with this opening season, the opening episode? No. Were some of the scenes okay? Yeah. All right, so we start off the episode with Cynthia. She's the kind of the introduction as to letting us know what's going to be happening this season. I didn't even know it was her. I actually thought that was Portia because I haven't seen Cynthia really dressed like that as far as her hair and all of that in a while. There's just a certain look that Cynthia's going for, and it's perfectly fine. So she sits down in her seat, and then she shows us a little preview as to what's going to happen. And then she turns around and says, now what else is going on? Cute. Now we get these little montages. First up is Phaedra and Aiden. He's going to be going to prom, I think it is. And he wants to take someone that looks really good on the eye. He says something else, but I'm going to bring that up later. Since y'all Phaedra lovers got so much to defend. Next up, Kelly and her daughter. It looks like her daughter is going to be going off to college, which later on I'm going to have an eyebrow up. But get ready for that. So the first real scene is with Lady Angela. Angela, I think she's cooking on the grill with Charles. She did something. She's cooking food. Now, Angela says that she's the best cook in the house, but I could have sworn she said last season that Charles was the best cook. But anyways, Charles is testing out her cooking. Her daughter's there. And he ends up liking it. Cool. Angela says that her and Charles are doing better than what they have been in the past. Angela confronts, I guess, when at post-season, Charles did an interview on a relationship podcast and was talking about the night that he got married. He was making his usual sarcastic, odd jokes. And, of course, I guess that went a little bit viral. I can't say I remember hearing about it, but anyways, he ended up alluding that something was put in his drink. Angela wanted to talk about that a little bit, about, like, you know, if something was put in your drink, it's got to be pottery and not clear and stuff, and you can see that that wasn't that. At this point, Angela's in her confessional saying that, look, if there's any type of Charles rumor, whatever, y'all can say he got pig ears. He got pig ears. I'm not clearing up any more stuff for him. And I'm not mad at it. To me, I think that Angela and Charles went through some of the tough stuff as far as rumors being presented during first season. And people should leave them alone about that. Unless there's something new that's happening. We move on to Portia. She's visiting her friend, K. Michelle. K. Michelle is doing a photo shoot. She is new this season. She got her peach. There are like 8 or 9 peach holders. I have no clue how they're going to tell story. But obviously, some people aren't going to be, stories are not going to be told. And some people are going to be lazy, but they've been lazy already. But let me stop. Kate Michelle is a mother to his son, Chase. She is now into country music, or at least making a country music record. She's been battling with her, not her music company, but the music label that she's on, about if she wanted to do a country album for a long time. And basically they said, you know, it's easier for you if you go the R&B route than it is to go country. I think so. I mean, just because of the optics. At this point, country music is ran by white people. Now, there are some black artists out there outside of what Beyonce's been doing. I do follow a couple of people online on Instagram that do country music that are black. So Portia, help me God, ends up saying because K Michelle is expressing that to Portia in regards to her country album. She's the one that says, "Well, you know, it originated with us." I guess maybe Portia knows that, but I just don't. I don't see how you really got your history together, but whatever. Portia's divorce is final from Simon. In her confessional, she said it was painful. She said, yes, I'm going to stay in the house. I mean, she's fighting to stay in there, meaning that she's on everything imaginable to try to stay in the house. So let's cut out the fluff. However we thought Simon was scamming or whatever, he was footing the bill for the house. So now we see her on everything. So a lot of y'all going to say, oh, she's booked and busy. Just, no, she got to pay for this house. So she's going to try to keep up with the Joneses. And let's see how long Portia Jones survives instead of just really reducing. It's only her and her daughter, and I guess probably her mom. But I think her mom, unless maybe her mom has moved out with her, but her mom got her old house. So you're going to be paying for that house, and y'all just going to see her everywhere. That's all I got to say. K Michelle lets us know that she got married, and it was 2 weeks ago. This dude, I shouldn't say that. This man, she's married to a doctor. So should you be on Married to Medicine, K Michelle? Just saying. But no, she wouldn't fit in over there, unfortunately. His name is Dr. Keston. She was in Nashville and got married. My only critique right now for you, K Michelle, did you get married so that it could look a certain way so that you can actually get a peach? Because what I can tell you from when we get to this event that they're going to have in the first episode, it feels like these men are for convenience for the show, in my opinion. Portia brings up that she's going to be having an event, and everyone can bring their married person or situationship and all that, and she's giving the list of all the people that are going to be there. And then K Michelle brings up Shamia, and Portia said that that's her ex-best friend, but I think she even said for now. How do you go from one season and now that's your ex-best friend? I'm telling you, sometimes just because you've been acquaintances for a long time don't mean that there's really depth there. I think their friendship was, I don't want to say convenient, but I think because their moms were friends or whatnot, they hung around each other. Shamia's now got what she wanted to get. Portia's over here doing her thing. And I just think that there's, as we talked about last season, that now that the background singer is able to get a solo, it's just not looking too good for both Portia and Shamia. I don't think that they'll ever really be on the same track again, especially if Shamia wants to stay on the show. But yeah, there's only one driver that can be driving, and it's just not going to work. Whatever. Kate Michelle talks about how Atlanta has been. I guess returning back to Atlanta. I don't know if she lived there or she just, I don't know yet. If she's been living in Nashville or if she's been staying in Atlanta. Anyways, Kate Michelle talks about the history of Atlanta and she being blackballed. All because of what her ex and her speaking out about her ex. Atlanta is very cliquish. A lot of people hated that Kate Michelle spoke up about her ex, who was physically abusive to her. They all lied on her. They all said that she was lying and saying that that this wasn't happening. And then for the same people now to admit, oh, she was right. But they've never apologized to K Michelle. And all K Michelle has is an FU. So instead of believing K Michelle, y'all decided to ostracize her. And that because Portia was talking about who don't you beef with in the music industry. It wasn't even her fault. And it's just someone that's standing up against this patriarchy system where you don't believe women and always hold up a black man no matter what, even if he's a terrorist. We move on to Shamia. Kelly comes by. These two are going to irritate the crap out of me. They're instant BFFs. I've never heard of BFFs happening in the first year of knowing each other. BFF for them equals alliance. And y'all look fake as just like Portia and Phaedra was, and y'all don't do y'all see how much they don't even interact with each other? It's always gonna be uncomfortable because Portia still wants to be friends with Candy. But that's another topic since y'all like to remind me online. That was 9 years ago. I don't care if it was 2,000 years ago. We still talking about Jesus being crucified. Shout out to Jesus. Or maybe I shouldn't say that, but shout out to Jesus in 2026. Because we still talking about his birth, death, and resurrection. So, we're at Shamia's home. Shamia's mother shows up. So Shamia's mom went from the church mother, and I said this online, to Dolores Van Cottier. That's Whoopi Goldberg's character on Sister Act. Before she became Sister Mary Clarence. I'm like, okay, I guess season 2 we all glowing up because we got to look a certain way. I mean, cool if this is your natural way of looking, but don't think that you got to compete with anyone. You don't need to look like Portia's mom, Shamia's mom. But okay, I'm like, oh, okay, okay, City Girl. But people already said that y'all were the original City Girls back in the day. But hey, so but Shamia has some gifts for Kelly for her daughter that's going to college. She has alcohol, condoms, and a pregnancy test. Condoms are cool. I'm not understanding why pregnancy tests. And she's still underage, so I don't understand why you're giving her alcohol. And we're finding out, I think she's going to Spelman in Atlanta. So she's going, oh, I'm going to miss her. What are you missing her for? She's just right down the street. Or at least across town. The alcohol is inappropriate. Condoms, okay. When y'all gonna start teaching these folks to get on PrEP? Especially when you got people coming from all around the country and possibly the world to Spelman. And yeah, get some PrEP along with them condoms. And it was a little bit old schoolish with the whole pregnancy test. I'm like, Lord, can y'all step into the 2026s? I'm not saying that, but you know, that she's gonna get pregnant. But the alcohol thing was totally inappropriate. Shamia's been going back and forth to Grenada. I guess there's been some type of connection of some business that's happening. So anyways, at the moment, she now has her own rum company. She gets in her confessional and says, look, Gerald has been very good to me and has allowed me to have this life or whatever, but I just kind of want to take a little bit load off of him. And I can do some stuff myself. I feel like season 2, Shamia wants to show up different and act like just being a housewife is not what she does, in my opinion. Because it's like, Shamia's trying to still find herself on this show. I don't know if she's going to find it. It's a little bit too late in the game. However, we gave Portia about 4 seasons for her to find herself. And she's still changing into someone each season that we don't even know what. I don't have much tolerance for Shamia. Maybe y'all do. I just feel like this rum company is just like Whitney Rose on Salt Lake City. Give her something to do so that she doesn't look like just some lady of the house. She says that Gerald has invested 6 figures into her music career. You have 2 tracks out. When are we going to get a whole album out of you? Are we going to get that this season? She said that she's still a singer and all that stuff. But when are we going to see that? 2 tracks, 2 music videos on YouTube. You're not signed to anyone. They talk about the invite from Portia. They talk a little bit about Simon going over there to Simon's house, give a little shade. Kelly asks how they're doing. She said, well, after the reunion, we ended up having a nasty text exchange and we just kind of left it there. So we're good on each other. And then Shamia's in her confessional. It's gonna be a long season. Y'all know what she was doing at confessional. That's when she was looking like a dream girl. Shamia dropped, as everyone is saying online, the Fantasia look. We over it. We sick of it. Put that long hair back up in there. The one confessional with the leopard, with the long hair, that's what you need. We're done. We're done. We've suffered enough. All right, so we're at Portia's event. She doesn't know what it's called. She forgot. So she said Majestic, and then the label when the event started was Mystic Island. Cynthia arrives. Her boyfriend LaPrince isn't able to come, but they FaceTime so he could actually, so that Cynthia can say that she got a man, basically. Couples event. Oh, people are like, oh, y'all having a couples event at this man's ex-husband's house? Whatever. Well, it looks like Shaq from Married to Medicine now on Raw. Apollo's good friend, probably no more friend, signed his contract for season 17. And I'm bringing that up as far as the contract. If you remember, at the beginning of the episode, Aiden says that you need somebody like Drake. Why would he say that if everything's all right with this relationship with Shaq, however you say his name? He just signed his contract for season 17. Ain't nothing going on there. Drew. Now, don't start out this season as being whack. I'm just starting to really like you. So what she decided to do is FaceTime her date. His name is Black. Last season, she denied that anything was going on between them. Now this season, he's her date. We find out later on that she kept him on the phone during the whole event. For 3 hours. Ain't no way. Because it sounds like you hired him too. Don't piss me off, Drew, Sadora. We just got to a good place with you. K. Michelle has brought her husband. Since they've been kind of off and off, Dr. K, I'm calling him Dr. K right now. I guess when she went on the Queen's Court, it was her way of saying, look, I got other options. You better step up and do what you're supposed to do. She said that basically she then held his feet to the fire, and that's why they're married. No, I think you did that just to get on the show. That's my personal opinion. Y'all can think something else. So Portia brings out a man. Now, Roa put that this is Portia's friend. Another hire. His name is Mike. And we're finding out, at least I knew about this about a month ago. Mike was on Ready to Love Atlanta. I think when they first started or whatever. Now, he's a good-looking man. I call him ready for hire. And that's what I will say during this whole season so that Portia can have a storyline. Okay, so now we get an introduction to Pinky. Pinky is friends with Shamia. And Pinky goes down her resume and all that. I didn't really pay attention to that. Pinky, you have a lot to prove to me. It's because of your online antics that I'm really turned off by you. I really don't know how you're going to redeem yourself, but I'm still going to watch you on the show. I'm trying to give you a fair shot, but you still did some stuff that was just really crazy. To me, you were quite arrogant, and you were also being condescending when the whole bankruptcy stuff came out. I thought it was funny or like, haha, when you did that whole moving out, that little dramatization of you moving out of the house and all that. That was cute. But then when you got online and just started trying to teach us what bankruptcy is, shut up. Don't do that to people. We could easily Google and see what Chapter 11, Chapter 7 is all about. So you lost me there. We also see her husband. Her husband's good looking too, so hey. Kelly brings her date. And there's a lot of people that are sitting at the table like, oh, his name was Trey. People know him. Basically, he's community deep, if you know what I mean. He's a pass around. So Kelly acting like Kelly also with these fashions. Kelly just acting like this is the ooh, and stop it, Kelly. Pray for me, y'all. Um, Before Pinky and Shamia they show up because she's waiting on Gerald to come. Shamia is. She gets a call and she's like, "Well, where are you? I've been rerouted to Charlotte." So on your way, now you're calling like you didn't know that he was rerouted before. Back at Portia's home and this event, we find out that Portia met Mike after COVID, but you were with Simon before or during COVID. So we're seeing Portia make up right on the, right in front of our eyes about this relationship. Mike ends up saying that they only hunched at the beginning of when they met, and they haven't hunched for over what 9 since they've been back together. For hire. Shamia and Pinky they arrive. Shamia has already been kind of hesitant on coming because she don't know if this is a setup or whatnot. We find out that Pinky and Kelly are at odds. Kelly gives her experience on what it was like with Pinky. Basically, Pinky's just is paying her dust, or had been paying her dust, and it's just a big mess right now. So obviously, Kelly has some targets this season. Pinky and K Michelle, they're pretty good. They're pretty cool. And they are sorority sisters. They're deltas. So one thing I'm glad that the newbies, at least are able to get along. Because it's normally they fight each other so that they could keep their spots. So that's cool. Phaedra's cool with Pinky. She's known her for years. They've had she's done some deals with Phaedra before and all that good stuff. So, and we already talked about Black and Drew, so I ain't going there. So Drew ends up asking, "Where's Gerald?" And Shamia got attitude. Now Cynthia feels like, "Why are you asking about Gerald? Gerald never shows up in her confessional." I mean, we can say that. However, like Drew, just please sit there and eat your greens. You already look whack because you got this man on the phone for 3 hours. Even though I was really here for Shamia giving all that attitude for no reason. It's just like, Drew, chill. Drew also gives some shade to K Michelle, and people online are not having it. She was like, "Okay, Michelle, I guess she was a singer. Like, we can't really do that to K Michelle. Drew, you're just really getting into the music business. You've been singing, but you haven't really been. So don't do that. Don't do that." They have this game, sexual game. I don't really care about it, and that's why I'm not discussing it. The girls sit down. Everyone's just doing some type of check within the group on who's good with who. Portia and Shamia, y'all are so weird and so crazy. While Portia's talking, and she said, "I don't have no ill will towards her." Yep. Shamia's, yep. No, well, we good. Drew and Shamia, how's that going? Drew said, "I don't have nothing towards her or whatever." She the one giving out these apologies on YouTube, which was whack. Talking about, if I offended anyone, just you saying "if" was enough. The reason you even brought out that statement of an apology is because of how whack you came off last season, and you're still whack. So Drew did an invitation in her confessional. She wasn't believing it. Phaedra and Angela, are y'all good? Because they ain't really talked. Something happened at a Hawks game where some woman was trying to confront Angela on behalf of Phaedra and all that. Phaedra don't believe it, but she said that she pulled the tapes, and then in her confessional she lied and said that she don't have the tapes. But I requested for the tapes to be ran because somehow mics are being picked up there in the stadium full. That's y'all girl. That's y'all girl. Kelly on behalf of Shamia, because Kelly wants to get into it to also have a storyline, and saying, so how are things between you and Shamia? And Portia said, that's between me and Shamia, and I'm not going to get into it with you. And then she says in her a confessional, look, I'll deal with Shortcake later. Because I guess Kelly's been saying stuff in the press about Portia, but she said, I really want to move on right now, but maybe later we'll discuss it, because I don't want to brush things under the rug, but I don't really feel like dealing with it now in regards to what's going on and what you've been said about me. That was the end of the episode. I'm going to be rolling my eyes a lot this season because this seems very artificial and manufactured. And I think a lot of people are really excited for K. Michelle to be here and just giving this hope into the show. We shall see, because it's really feeling Salt Lake City-ish, and just people just doing things to try to keep their peach. Maybe it'll be entertaining, maybe not. We shall see. That's all I got for you. Y'all can leave your comments. Y'all think I was off about anything? Let me know. If y'all think I was right about anything, let me know. If y'all think I need to change my attitude, I'm stupid. Got a few things, because I did want to get on Phaedra. Now, let me go talk with Shamia. It looks like Shamia has got some work done. Everybody is seeing how snatched she is and how augmented her breasts are. Of course, Phaedra got stuff to say. I think K. Michelle had a little something to say. Phaedra, let's stop it. You done got work done. Stop it. That's not even, no. Stop it. Now, when they were talking about this whole Angela and Phaedra thing, after reunion, Phaedra says that Drew came to her in her dressing room and said, hey, I do want to get to know you. Phaedra's not really feeling that, because according to Phaedra, Drew said, well, everything that Angela did present, wasn't really feeling it. But out there on camera, you was really just cheering her on and supporting her in this whole mess. I mean, because you were a part of it. You're the one that brought some of the people around that you knew that was saying this stuff. So, I don't know, Drew, if you lying yet again. We're going to see if Phaedra even brings that out. But Phaedra is only going to do a little yang around the house. But anyway, she just said, I don't know about Drew, but people will do a strange thing for a piece of change. You did strange things also. We can go back to season 9. People online, that's so old. I don't care. Like I said, I'm going to bring up whatever I want to. And however often I want to. That's all I got. Pray for me. That's it. All right. That's all I got. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Like, comment, subscribe. And until the next one, peace.